Fine footing. There you go.
You know, sometimes you got to get out of the cave. You got to get out of that area and just like come outside, enjoy the weather, enjoy the fresh air and a park and life. And that's what we're doing today. And you know what? Let's also talk some comics. Why not? Let's do it. I love fun stuff. This is fun. I love fun comics. Welcome to the channel. Andre Salazar, Art of Comics. So glad to have you all here with me for a moment. We're going to talk about Nimona. Okay? Why are we going to talk about Nimona? Because it's good. It's fun. And I like fun stuff, damn it. Okay? There's a lot of comics that are about sad things and hard things and all that. This is a fun freaking comic book created by a young, creative lady. Noel Stevenson is... She's gonna be okay. She's gonna be okay in this world, okay? Under the age of 30, making bank. This was a webcomic, okay? Nimona was a webcomic. Young girl, she was like 23, something like that, maybe somewhere around that age. Came up with this webcomic. Let me say this one more time. She did a webcomic. Published this by freaking Harper Teen. This book is everywhere. This book is in all the big bookstores. This is in every comic shop. This book makes money. And she gets checks in the mail from this book. And it's going to be going for a while. It's just fun. It's just, she just got the right thing. Young girl, identity issues, young thing here. Just like, she's got that perfect little quality that just puts her where she needs to be. And she's just, that's it. She does Lumberjanes, huge hit. She does She-Ra, Princess of Power, animation. Yeah, she's writing that. So Hollywood noticed. If you do something really good, Hollywood notices and they throw something at you. So she's freaking writing for TV, right? She's gonna be okay. She's gonna be okay. And nothing's wrong with that. In fact, if you're good enough, that's what happens. And she's got the right thing here. And this is a fun story. I bought it because I heard it was good. It's only 14 bucks. It was up for an Eisner. I don't know what, maybe I just heard about it. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this thing. And it was fun. And I can see, you know, why there's a draw to it. I can see why people like it. And, you know, I might be a little older than the target demo, but that's okay because I see it and I get it and I understand it. You know, if you can write for 13-year-old girls, then you've made it, brother or sister. You've made it. You've made it. So that's the precious. That's the thing they want. You get the 13-year-old girls and you got it, okay? I don't even have to name off, right? The literature, the pop culture, the hero games, and the Twilights, and you can write something like Lumberjanes, Nimona, that kind of stuff. You're gonna be okay. This took a lot of work to do, though. I mean, she didn't just come up with a freaking plot. She drew this out. This was a web comic. She banged this out every night, hustling, doing this thing. For I don't know how long this took, maybe a year, maybe more, to just publish this as a webcomic, and then finally she figured out a way to like get this published. Big publisher picked it up, doing good. Why don't we look down, turn around the camera, let's look at this. Let me show you a little bit why this is a freaking fun book, and it's good. Let's flip the camera.
Are you ready?
Okie dokie. boys and girls. National Book Award finalist. Don't know what this means, but it's pretty cool, I guess. Again, this is produced by Harper Teen, huge publisher. Notice, it's not DC, it's not Marvel, it's not Image. If you want to make real money, let me flip this up again. If you want to make real cash, you have to publish this with the publisher like Harper, Pantheon, Random. You know, that's where you get the big bucks, okay? You want to go small fry, you go to Marvel and DC, Image. Actually, you go small fry, you do what I do. And you self-publish because no one wants it. Anyway, we're not going there. Yeah, so big time. Here we go. Let's go back. Sorry about that. Little caveat. Okay, Nimona. This is fun. Okay. Winner of Slate Cartoonist Studio Prize, Best Web Comic. Nominated for the Harvey Award, Best Online Comics. I mean, this is how you get noticed by those publishers, right? If Dinosaur Comics, that's funny. I do know these guys, Dinosaur Comics and Slate. So, you know, if you want Harper and these big publishers to come knocking, you got to get some awards. You got to get people to say this is good. So there you go. Enough of that. To all the monster girls. No. The story's about Nimona. Nimona is a kind of alt chick who's a polymorph. That means that can transform into different creatures. And she is kind of chaotic neutral, you would say, in the D&D alignment parlance. She's got this guy. There's this guy called, what's his name, Blackheart? Yeah, Ballister Blackheart, who's a kind of a villain, but they work together. She wants to be his sidekick, and they go on these little heists and adventures. And you can tell, look, chapter 1, right? These are all just a couple page chapters, right? As a webcomic would be. And Blackheart has this rival, which is kind of like a Sir Lancelot guy. It turns out that even though Blackheart's a bad guy, he's got kind of a little bit of a heart of gold, and he's kind of an inept villain. And Nimona is a pain in the butt, and is precocious and gregarious and gets into trouble and too spunky for her own good, but has a heart of gold, you know, kind of that kind of deal. And she could turn into different monsters. And, you know, do cool stuff like turn into wolves and eat people and then turn to a little girl and then stabs them and just backstabs. I mean, just some great little, like, fun stuff, right? I love fantasy. I love Dungeons and Dragons and all that kind of stuff. And so this is, like, perfect for that. It does have also that very kind of young and hip language and stuff. So it's, you know... It does feel young and hip, and that might be a detractor for some. I don't know. Maybe a little bit, but not much, really. I'm fine with it being... It's not like Brian K. Vaughan, who I feel like deliberately tries to do that. I feel like it's pretty authentic with her, with Noel. Noel? Is it Noel? I'm saying Noel. Hopefully I'm pronunciating that right. Yeah, it's just really cool that she's just a fun character, and this is kind of a cool story. The art is, it is webcomic-like. It's quicker. I think it does develop as she goes, right? You can look back on some of these. You can see the draftsmanship is a little better. It's a little more cohesive. You know, which is what makes sense, right? As you draw 246 pages, you get better. So these first ones are a little more rough. You know, this is rougher than this, right? Clearly, look at this, the coloring alone. I mean, she started using different styles of coloring and everything. So look, I mean, a lot of fades and gradients and things like that. Where here it's just really flat and just, but it's charming though. And as a guy like me who likes Fantagraphics and Drawn a Quarterly and all those kind of different things, it doesn't detract, because at the end of the day, it's about the story they're telling, right? What are the themes? What is the tone? What's the story, the plot? What's happening in the characters? So if all that's gravy, then in a way, the drawing, the art, takes a back seat to that. And so I can appreciate a great story with just some art that's just like, it doesn't bother me at all, because you can always chalk it up to maybe it's style. Maybe she's freaking a Van Gogh. She's a great draftsman. She just decides to do this because that's the style of the story. That's fine. I think this is a fun freaking book, guys. So anyway, so it goes through these little stories of her and Blackheart working together, kind of at odds at times, but they do care for each other. And there's a couple moments where there's a genuine connection there. I guess it would be more of a father-daughter type of connection, but it starts off rough, but they care for each other, and it's really actually pretty cool. And then the hero, this Lancelot-like type character, I think his name Ambrose or something like that, he in a way is the bad guy now, right? Because everything's per the perspective of the villains. It's quite fascinating, and it's really good. And there's some really good moments in here, and I think that it's freaking fun. I do like the style. I mean, this really put her on the map in many ways, and it gave her a career. It's a project like this that you connect with enough people, and whether that's being true to yourself or whatever the story is, or just fun, whatever the thing is, to where you set yourself up to where people want your next thing, right? And publishers know that you make money, so they want you. And then that's called a career, right? When then now you have people knocking on your door saying, hey, we believe in you, we trust you, and you'll make us money. And that's pretty cool. And some of this stuff's really neat, though. I like this panel. I like this page a lot. Kind of out of the box a little bit on that. Yeah, it's computer. That's fine. I ain't got a problem with that. I ain't got a problem with none of this. It's really good. I might read this again now I think about it. She looks young there. I mean, she looks young now, but this is even more. So, I might reread this, actually. It's so fun. I think this is also a good book to, give to people who are not really that into comics. It might skew a little bit more on the girl, gender, perhaps. It's got more comedy in it, so it's not giving somebody a trade of Spider-Man. I think it's a little bit more open, definitely for middle school, high school age, and even older, of course. So yeah, there it is. That's my take on Nimona. It's fun. I recommend it wholeheartedly. And there you go. Thanks for watching. Check out all my videos on Tuesdays and Saturdays. And then nowadays, I just sprinkle them in whenever. And at nighttime, I do my own comics and stuff that I sometimes will live stream. So check those out. And if you want to see what I do, what my stuff's all about, go check out my Patreon. A lot of those posts are free. You don't even have to be a member. But if you want to, you can be a member for $1. And for that $1, you get lots of stuff. So there you go. Take care, guys. Bye.